Peace and blessings, beloveds, family. Welcome to the sacredness of this divine moment. I am Astarius, Miraculii, loving you with the passion of heaven, loving me with the passion of heaven, loving the all that is with the passion of heaven. Today's subject is full moon in the quantum heart. We are in the resonance of a full moon today. It's a full moon in Virgo. And when the moon, or anything to do with the moon, is always related to the subjective aspect of our reality. And subjective reality is the womb of all that is, was, or ever will be. The quantum field of infinite possibilities is subjective reality. When we look at, the journey of a blessing begins as subjective frequency. It is inward, just like the desire that we had to meet together in this video experience. That desire had to precede us actually being here in a formed experience together. You and your bodies over there, me and my body over here. But it was the subjective desire and intention to come forward and connect in this way. The journey of all blessings begin as subjective frequency. And frequency is just as real as its counterpart of the objective reality, or the reality that comes into manifestation in form. To have a quantum heart is to have a heart that is in alignment with the elevated feelings of gratitude, the elevated feelings of joy, the elevated feelings of bliss, the elevated feelings of inspiration. We have elevated feelings of victory. The feeling frequency gives birth to everything, as the greatest measure of having is first and foremost in feeling. If we can feel it, we can reveal it into crystallized form. But we want to feel it first. Sometimes in the human experience, we wait for the externals to be the catalyst for our feeling good. And that's okay, it's just not the highest resonance. A higher resonance is when we feel the resonance first. And our feeling gives birth to the revealing of that blessing or that intention in crystallization. And so when we have a quantum heart, we are able to really up-level our appreciation for all stages of reality. Sometimes we feel that there's a distinct difference between our desire and intention to have something and then the crystallized having of that thing. You see, form is just the resonance of formlessness. that has slowed down so much in vibrational frequency that it takes on the clothing of form. But it's one vibration. When the desire for something of a material nature first comes into expression, that is the beginning stage of the reality. Thoughts and feelings create all forms, and blessings thrive before they are born. A blessing is still a blessing, even when it is in its beginning stages of subjective formlessness. When we look at the vibration of Virgo, where the moon is full within Virgo, first of all, whenever there's a full moon, in the very opposite sign is the sun. So the moon is full at 16 or 15 degrees of Virgo, meaning that the sun is at 15 degrees of Pisces. Pisces is the opposite energy of Virgo. And so in order to milk the full miracle and all of the blessings out of the full moon in Virgo, we must also have a resonance with the sun in Pisces. Pisces is the energy of the omnipresence. It's the omnipresence. It represents in its highest resonance the infinite, the eternal, the all-dimensional. And this is what we're able to tap into by coming into a greater intimacy with the quantum field. The quantum field is the resonance of the omnipresent, of the omnipresence, of the all-dimensionality, of the eternal, of the infinite, of that which is without limit, as God has a center that is everywhere and a circumference that is nowhere. So it is that the quantum field of infinite possibilities has a center that is everywhere and a circumference that is there is no circumference that can bind the resonant expansion of the quantum field. Just like the universe and the multiverse being in a state of eternal expansion, so it is that the quantum field is in a state of eternal expansion. And because the quantum field, just like God, has a center that is everywhere and a circumference that is nowhere, that means that the quantum field also has a center that is the essence of your individualization of being, has a center that is the essence of my individualization of being. And every individual expression of being is also a center where there is the presencing of the quantum field of infinite possibilities, infinite probabilities, infinite realities, infinite actualities. Because there is nothing unreal about that which is in the quantum field. It just represents its earliest stage, the stages of its beginningless beginning. Just as when we bring about the manifestation of a benevolent dream, it comes into an unfolding into the endless end. What is genuinely real is co-eternal with God and never has an ending. Likewise, never has a beginning. Just as God has no beginning and no ending. God is from the beginningless beginning, extending all the way into the endless end. And we, being descendants of God Almighty, also, we emerge from the beginningless beginning into the endless end. And when we are of the quantum heart, then we are in that awareness of the eternal reality of who we are. Virgo is the resonance of perfection. There's a lower frequency of perfection, which can be very nitpicky. But when we dance with the frequency of Virgo, we want to dance with the highest resonance of perfection, and that would be perfect acceptance when we swallow everything whole, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When we can see that perfection also exists within the ugliness of life, within the pain of life. Pain hurts. Sometimes we get knocked down. It hurts like hell, and yet the perfection is that we get up stronger than we were before we went down, and we get up stronger not so much in spite of the painful experience. We get up stronger because of the painful experience. When we are in the highest resonance of perfection, we know that everything is perfect, and so we are then in perfect acceptance. When we are in the perfect acceptance, we are in the quantum allowing, and in that allowing state, we milk the miracle that exists within the central core of anything. For when we go to the center of pain, we find nothing but joy. Go to the center of fear, nothing but light, nothing but God, because the center is the real estate of God. God has a center that is everywhere, a circumference that is nowhere. So let us be of this resonance of the quantum heart, relating to the all-dimensionality of who we are. That means we not only exist within this third dimension of linear time, we also exist within the all-dimensionality of life, even when we don't have a conscious awareness of all of the dimensions wherein we exist. Our lack of awareness does not eliminate the fact that we exist in the everywhere and every when-ness of life. And so we reach within the quantum field and align with that divine reality, that divine possibility wherein we are of the awareness of the all-dimensionality of who we are. The omnipresence, that we have a presence that is everywhere. That our presence is in actuality the meeting place for the omnipresence that we truly are. Each and every one of us, a focalization of omnipresent, all-dimensional, infinite, eternal reality of being. And by virtue of the quantum heart, allowing ourselves to come into the embrace of the intimate feeling of all of the glory that we are summoning into objectivity and manifestation, but recognizing the reality of those blessings while they are yet in their subjectivity as a womb in the as a embryo, that is a formless embryo in the quantum womb of creation. All blessings are alive and well as multitudinous embryos in the womb of quantum creation, in the womb of that eternal blackness out of which all realities are born. Virgo is about service. So in this full moon energy, we get to look at, what are the ways in which we need to be of greater service? Moon is subjectivity. Moon is emotionality. Moon is infinite feelings, or the capacity to feel on the infinite scale. And so in order to truly be in the highest expression of service that we can be, we must tap into the resonance of our feeling, to begin to feel with our mind and think with our hearts. This full moon at 15 degrees of Virgo is in a very intimate exchange of energy with the planet Uranus, which is 16 degrees of Taurus. Taurus is earth, as Virgo is earth. And so whenever we are dealing with the element of earth, we have a greater access to bringing things into manifestation and bringing things into crystallization. Virgo being form, being service, being the body. And Taurus, where Uranus is placed, is values and valuables. And so we want to expand our feelings for all of the exalted values that are of a formless nature. They are intangible. You cannot grab a handful of values. You can grab a handful of valuables, because valuables are crystallized. The values of money, the values of possessions, the values of things, the value of our unfoldment in doing. Doing is a valuable, but being is the supreme value, out of which the valuable of doing is born, and the valuable of having is born. And so we are of the intention to bring into harmonic resonance this vibration of the full moon in Virgo with Uranus in Taurus. Uranus represents universal love and universal being. It's the natural ruler of Aquarius, relating to all our relations. And all our relations constitute all of the beingness that is, was, or ever will be. So we call forth the resonant connection with all our relations, and the recognition that our individual being is the meeting place for the whole universe and multiverse that we really are. Full moon in Virgo in harmonic resonance with Uranus gives us that opportunity to recognize the oneness of wholeness of being, to be in the experiential embrace and dance with the oneness of the wholeness of being that we all are. And so we align with our most exalted values to therefore bring into crystallization all of the objective and solidified valuables that we desire. And in the highest resonance of our desiring, we are deity siring God within us, our inner divinity siring something into being that is the outpicturing of our intention. Receive these blessings and be of the sacred intention for what it is that you want for this full moon and the activation of your quantum heart. gratitude and thanks and praise for this quantum moment of aligning with the highest resonance of the full moon in Virgo, milking the miracles out of the would-be shadows, milking the miracle out of this divine moment, being in the resonance of the oneness, of the wholeness, of the beingness that we all are. Feeling sacred gratitude for the co-creative hand, heart, and mind that we all have in every great creation throughout eternity. The hand, heart, and mind that we all have in every good deed expressed throughout the course of eternity. Happy, eternal full moon in the quantum heart. Also, I am presenting within an amazing event that is occurring on the 19th of this month of March in Lutz, Florida. And the subject is celebration of spring equinox and the celebration of Women's History Month. And I will put a link to that event in the descriptions below so that if you are interested, you can come and partake, because it will be phenomenal. I love you so much.